This week we're going to highlight trends in December corn futures as crop insurance concludes here in October. We're going to turn our attention to harvest progress here in the U.S. and short-term weather trends. We're going to wrap things up looking at planting progress in Brazil and short-term weather trends there. Hi, this is Brian Basting with Advanced Trading. Let's talk about the corn market. We've moved in the last week in October here, and we're certainly seeing some movement in this market. In fact, this could be the most important week of the remainder of the crop year for corn. The reason is that there's a lot of talk about a trade deal being struck with China this week, and the corn market is responding with a modest rally here. However, the crop insurance period is expiring here in the month of October. We strongly encourage you, as you wrap up corn harvest or have already wrapped up corn harvest, to work closely with your trusted risk management advisor to have your management positions in place prior to the end of the month. With that backdrop, let's take a look at trends in December corn. December corn, as we tape here on Tuesday, has rebounded to $4.35 a bushel. Notice that's the highest price for December futures since July 3rd. We've highlighted again that the crop insurance period here ends on October 31st. Again, work closely with your trusted risk management advisor on your marketing strategies. Let's shift gears now and focus on harvest progress here in the U.S. Again, with the government shutdown, the best we can do is estimate harvest progress. But we look at looking at about, I would say around 80%. I would take that back. 70% of the corn harvest is completed here as of October 26th. Over the next 2 weeks, between October 26th and November 9th, approximately 18% of the corn will be harvested. So if we're looking at normal weather between now and November 9th, we'll be approaching 90% of the corn harvest by that first full week of November. Speaking of weather, let's take a look at the short-term trends. Our slides this week, as usual, are courtesy of T-Storm Weather. We're starting out here looking at 7-day precip totals. Notice across the western belt there, a very little precip over the next week. As we move into the eastern corn belt, or I should say the central corn belt, some precip across Illinois. Most of that, though, is going to be in the southern corn belt, southern Illinois, Missouri, Kentucky. And as we move further east then into Indiana and Ohio, you can see there's also some more moisture there. Let's look at precip totals now over the next 2 weeks. Again, very little rainfall out west, all that dark red area. As we move further east, normal rainfall. Then into Illinois, Indiana, Wisconsin, below normal totals. And finally, it looks like normal totals in the eastern corn belt. What about temperatures? Most of the core of the corn belt is going to be normal. Exception would be northern plains, which is going to be warmer than normal. And then the south and southeast is going to be much cooler than normal over the next week. Let's wrap things up this week looking at trends in planting progress in Brazil. Now, Brazil is wrapping up, at least in the southern part of the country, their first season corn planting. This is where first season corn production is taking place in Brazil. In those 3 southern states of Rio Grande do Sul, Santa Catarina, and Paraná, we're looking at first corn planting progress now. Usually accounts for 20 to 25% of total production in Brazil. It's about 40% complete, but notice those 3 southern states, anywhere from 85 to 94% complete. Let's take a look at precip totals now over the next 2 weeks. Notice in the south there, it's going to be a little bit wet, but not extremely wet, so it looks like they should be able to complete planting in those southern states very soon. Now, if you'd like more information, please feel free to contact us at 309-664-2300. We'll put you in contact with our risk management consultants who'll be happy to visit with you at your convenience. And remember, we update every Wednesday. Make sure to subscribe to our channel to never miss an upload. Thanks a lot. Have a good week.